Hey baby, today is dog food day.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I get a lot of questions on whether or not you can use different proteins when cooking a homemade dog food recipe. So today I'm going to show you another variation using pork. And honestly, pork was one of those proteins I didn't think was good for Sable. But it turns out it's actually a very good solid option when it's part of a balanced recipe. And that's exactly what we're making today using Farmer's Dog DIY program. If you're new here, Farmer's Dog is known for their fresh meal delivery system. But their DIY program is designed for people who like to cook at home for their dogs. These recipes are created by board-certified veterinary nutritionalists, and when they're paired with the Farmer's Dog nutrient pack, that makes them complete and balanced. I'll put a link in the description where you can sign up for the nutrient packs and gain access to the full recipe library so you can cook for your pup. Okay, so here's what goes into this recipe today. The main ingredient, pork. You're gonna want 5.5 pounds of pork tenderloin, and you're gonna wanna cube it. So I bought the tenderloins and I chopped them up into cubes. All right, so that's gonna be a little bit of work that you need to prepare. The second ingredient is gonna be 4.5 cups of cooked white rice. Next is 4.5 cups of sweet potatoes. And again, I bought these already cubed up. If you can find them cut and cubed, it'll save you a little bit of work, making this a little bit more simplified. What's up, baby? Come here. I'm cooking for you. I'm making some food, huh? Next ingredient is 4.5 cups of broccoli chopped. Again, I bought this fresh, and I did put a knife through them real quick just to make them as small as possible. You want to make this small enough to cook fast and evenly with the rest of the ingredients, but also small enough for your pup to easily chew and eat and swallow and all the good stuff like that. So, all right, so chopped 4.5 cups of broccoli. And you'll need a couple tablespoons of sunflower oil, and again, a couple tablespoons of fish oil. These are pills, which we usually give them too orally, but I'm gonna throw them into the recipe. So fish oil, salmon oil, very good for your dog. And then of course, a couple of nutrient packs, and you've got yourself a well-balanced recipe, all right? So let me show you how you do this now. What you're gonna wanna do is get yourself a nice heavy pot, big enough to hold all the ingredients. Turn it on, heat it up. Can you feel the heat? So the first step you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna cook your rice. All right, so I cooked this ahead of time. I put it into the rice cooker, and now I'm just gonna set it aside for later on. It's already done and prepped, I just gotta put it in later on. The next step, step 2, sunflower oil. Bottom of the pot, just pour it right in there. I like to swirl it around to coat the entire bottom of the pot. And once the oil's hot, this is when you're gonna drop in your 5.5 cups of cubed pork. What you're gonna wanna do is you wanna cook this all the way through. You wanna bring it up to 165 degrees. So basically you wanna cook it until no pink remains in the meat, all right? So I'm gonna give this a quick stir, let it start to brown and cook. I'm gonna put the lid on and just let that cook for a little bit. All right, so while this is browning and cooking a little bit, I want to take a pause and explain to you why I use the Farmer's Dog DIY program. Here's the thing, I looked up all these recipes online prior to using the DIY program, and I found that most 95% of them were missing vital nutrients, including my own recipe. And it's risky because an incomplete diet over time can really cause health issues. What I like about Farmer's Dog DIY program is the peace of mind. The recipes and the nutrient packs are designed by veterinary nutritionalists, the same science that goes into the Farmer's Dog home meal delivery system. So I know Sable's food is safe, complete, and meets the AAFCO standards. AAFCO. And it's not about being fancy or spoiling your dog. It's just real food designed to help dogs live long, healthy lives so we can enjoy them longer. because I know that dogs' lifespans are way too short. So the longer I can keep her around, the better. And if you want to try it, I'll leave a link in the description. That way you can sign up for the nutrient pack and gain access to the full library of recipes. All right, now let's get back to the recipe. All right, so the pork is cooking. Give it a little stir. I just want to get all the pink out, like I said earlier. All right. Once all the pink has been removed and the pork is cooked thoroughly, we want to mix in our broccoli and our sweet potatoes. Stir it through. And again, we're going to let this cook for a few moments just to get everything soft and easy to digest and chew. All right, so we're going to put the top on and we're going to let this cook for a little bit, a little simmer, a little soften up action. And we'll be back in a few moments to move on to the next step. All right, so after a little while, once your potatoes are soft and cooked, it's time to move on to the next ingredients. Now, one of the important things you want to do is you want to make sure that everything is cooked. So Farmer's Dog recommends testing to make sure everything's hitting 165. All right, so I'm going to stick in a couple of different places. And if you can see, it's at 170. Oh, 186. Ooh, get up there. So a couple of different other spots. 180. So it's definitely cooked. All right, so let's move on to the next ingredient. The next ingredient is the rice. Drop the rice in and we mix. All right. And then again, we're going to put in the fish oil. All right, a couple tablespoons. Just drop those right in there. They're going to melt, they're going to dissolve, they're going to mix right in. So don't worry too much about the pills. And here we go so far. A nice, well-balanced meal, but we're not done. The final ingredient is Farmer's Dog Nutrient Pack. This is what gives it its complete balance. It's healthy, but it's not complete. We're looking pretty good here, okay? If you were to feed this to your dog, there would be no complaints. She'd love it. But it's not complete and it's not balanced. That's where the nutrient packs come in. The nutrient packs is what brings this from a healthy meal to a complete and balanced meal. So we're going to add 2 packets right into the mix. And then again, we mix everything in. What do you think, Sable? Can you smell what's cooking? Huh? Everybody see my baby over here? Come here. Can you smell what's cooking, huh? You know what's going on, don't you, Sable? So this batch here should last Sable about 5 days. Keep 4 days worth in the refrigerator and freeze the rest. This will last in the refrigerator about 4 days. But this is 5 days worth of food. So I guess essentially if I was going to feed her today, I could put the remaining 4 days in the refrigerator and it would still be good. All right. So like I said, this is 5 days worth of food. So what we want to do now is separate it out into 5 individual servings for each day. And this is where I use Ziploc bags, okay? Each one of these will be a day's worth of food. And with these labels on here, you can date them so you know when you made them. You can also tell which protein is in there. If you make a variety of pork today and beef tomorrow and chicken the next day, you know, sometimes I'll go on a Sunday and I'll just cook a mass amount of food and then I can label them and then I can tell what's what, all right? So let's get this. So what we need to do, okay, now that everything is cooked, is we have to weigh it. We weigh the total amount, divide by 5, and then put that much in each Ziploc bag, all right? So let's find out what this actually weighs. I've got a scale and a big red bowl. It doesn't have to be red, but I have a red bowl and that's what it is. All right, so let's turn it on, zero it out, and let's find out what we got here. Hey, sweetie. Okay, so this weighs out to be 9 pounds and 11 ounces. Alexa, how many ounces in 9 pounds, 11 ounces? So that's 155 ounces divided by 5 days. That's 31 ounces. Alexa, how many pounds is 31 ounces? So 1 pound and 15 ounces. So almost 2 pounds daily serving. All right, so we're gonna put 1 pound, 15 ounces into each Ziploc bag. And this here is what 1 pound, 15 ounces looks like. This is going to be Sable's daily allowance. All right, so here is the finished, prepped 5 days worth of food. Now, if you don't have a scale, you could probably eyeball this. Just get yourself 5 bags or 5 containers and just equally fill them. It's gonna be close enough. I like to weigh it. I like to know what's in each bag, each serving. So that's the way I do it, but you don't necessarily have to. Just make sure they look about even. And in 5 days, when it's all gone, your pup is gonna benefit from all the nutrients, the balance, the complete and balanced meal, or the complete and balanced nutrients. Your dog will eat good. All right, so here's your 5 days worth of servings. So here's the finished product. Fresh, balanced, and homemade. Let's see how Sable likes it. Sable, you hungry? All right, baby. Let everybody know how you like it. So if you ever thought about home-cooked food for your dog, but wanted the confidence that it was complete and balanced, well, this is the way you do it. Check the description below for the link. You can sign up for the DIY nutrient packs and get full access to the Farmer's Dog recipe library. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, Sable and I thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, comment below.